Hello, good morning. Namaste to everyone. I am Dr. Subramanya. Uh,
Good morning, sir.
Hi.
Sir,
Yeah, hi.
yes, sir. We will be, yes,
Yeah.
we will be introducing you right now, sir, and then
Okay.
we will start the session.
All right. All right. Just one
Yes,
second.
sir.
I'm making sure that my voice is clear and uh, my slide is visible, right? First
Yes,
slide.
sir. Your voice
Oh,
is clear. Yes, sir.
oh,
We can
oh.
also see the slides.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for joining.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We hope you had a refreshing break after yesterday's session. As we get ready to start day 2, we request all participants to please turn on your cameras so we can make the session more interactive and engaging. Before we move forward, let's take a quick look back at day 1. Yesterday, we had enriching discussions and heard thought-provoking insights from our speakers. It was wonderful to see your active participation and thoughtful questions. With that energy, let's dive into today's sessions. We begin day 2 with Dr. Subramanya Kumar, an Ayurveda physician and researcher with an MD in Dravya Guna Vigyan and a PhD in life sciences. With over 16 years of research experience, his work focuses on medicinal plant identification, Ayurvedic drug substitution, rasayana therapies, and nutraceutical development. He has also been instrumental in building a food database for Ayurveda and is deeply committed to the conservation of medicinal plants. Today, he will share valuable insights into the healing traditions of India and their relevance to well being. Sir, you can take over now. Thank you.
Sir, can you hear us, sir?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I muted and I was speaking. Just give me, yeah, at the outset, I thank the organizers for inviting me for this today faculty development or faculty training program. And my sincere and personal thanks to Dr. Kavita Nair, the principal, and Dr. Sushant, who connected me, and Dr. Mala Kapadia as well. Today we will be speaking about the healing systems of India or the healing traditions of India. Just give me 1 second. I am unable to see my own the slide. I don't know why it is happening like that.
Can you see it, sir? Because we are able to see your slide, the first
Yeah.
slide, the cover
Yes.
slide.
Yes. You are able to see, but I am presenting, but I am seeing the people here. 1 sec.
Yes, sir.
One sec. Okay. You're able to see, right? My
Yes,
slide?
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. Okay. For about an hour or so, we will be discussing about majorly what, why, and how about healing systems of India. Whenever we speak, we tell about healing systems, immediately we think about, the major healing systems of India, that is Ayurveda, Siddha, and Unani, Sovargapa, and Yoga. But apart from that, India has several other healing systems. What are they? We need to discuss. Why healing systems? We have to think about the healing systems. It is plural. Why there is a requirement of multiple healing systems? And if at all, we will be focusing, we will be studying, and if you are integrating multiple healing systems of India into the mainstream healing system, that is nothing but modern medicine, how we will be able to integrate? What are the benefits? What are the limitations? All these things we will discuss. Today, the talk will not be so much of theory. I'll try to make it, dense with the knowledge, with examples and discussions. I know that this particular group is diverse group, and many people will be hearing first time some of the concept we will be presenting today. So I don't want to make it too much of theory, a classroom kind of the session. We'll be discussing, and in between I'll give the breaks. I understood that Dr. Bhargavi was telling that to note down the questions. If you are noting down and if you are keeping it for the last part, that's okay. But in between, I will give breaks. You can ask questions, and I'll try to answer them to the possible extent. First of all, why healing systems? Myself, I asked this question initially. Why this plural healing systems? In that context, what is the perspective of our ancestors? Whether are we happy with whatever system I am convenient with, or should I think about multiple systems? And the healing systems of India, like Ayurveda or Siddha. You are from Tamil Nadu. Many people would are convenient about hearing about Siddha, age-old medical systems. Should we simply forget? Or basically, fundamentally, incorporation of multiple systems are allowed or not? Let us discuss. Very interestingly, Charaka, the writer of Charaka Samhita, the first ever documented medical treatise or medical book, Charaka Samhita, he mentions that the wise realizes and accepts entire universe as their teacher or preceptor. And who will reject it? Only the unwise will reject, and they feel that they are the enemies. Those who are fond of Sanskrit shloka or Sanskrit verses, I'll read a couple of Sanskrit verses. It will not heavy with, further you will not find so many Sanskrit verses, only a couple of verses I have put. See what Charaka says. Krishno hi loko buddhimatam acharyaha. Shastruscha abuddhimatam. That means the buddhimata or the intelligent people finds teacher in entire universe, whereas the abuddhimata or the unwise people or the idiots, they think that the entire universe or the sources of knowledge is shastru. That means the enemy. Another shloka, Sushruta, the writer of Sushruta Samhita, around 500 years before the common era. You would have heard about Sushruta, at least 70-80% of you would have heard about Sushruta, considered to be the father of surgery. This man designed a beautiful technology or beautiful method to do the plastic surgery of lost part like nose or ear. Olden days, it was common to lose the nose or ears due to the war situation, or as the punishment, kings used to cut the nose or the ear. This man, Sushruta, developed a method to rebuild the nose. May not be as precise and as nice as current day plastic surgery, but this man developed some technique. I don't explain the technique and all, but this is, the principles are same, not even similar, same to that of the current day plastic surgery practices. Taking some flap, not cutting completely from cheek, taking some part of the skin from cheek and rebuilding the nose or ear, taking only part, because if you cut completely, blood supply is lost and whatever the patch you apply on nose or ear will be rejected from the body. But if you have keeping the blood circulation, capillary circulation intact, then gradually the flapped skin will join with the other part, and a new nose kind of structure will be framed. This is Sushruta's wiseness. He says, Ekam Shastram Adhiyano Navidyat Shastra Nishchayah Tasmat Bahushrut Shastram Vijaniyat Chikitsakaha. Here, very specifically for Chikitsaka or the physician. The previous sloka, it is a overall philosophical thought for everyone. We are all the people in academics. We should try to understand, try to get knowledge from multiple sources, was the Charaka's opinion, whereas Sushruta is very clear in the context of Chikitsaka, or if you want to become a good Vaidya, thus one must study multiple knowledge systems, because the one who expertise in only one stream of knowledge cannot draw decisive conclusions or cannot be wise. This is the indication. Now, traditional knowledge. See, this is quite interesting. There is a proverb. I don't know, I couldn't source from where it is, but probably from Africa or from wherever. The meaning of this proverb is, whenever an old man dies, it is a library burning down. Today, in the verge of technology, in the verge of new knowledge, we are gradually forgetting traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge is always associated with practice, lifestyle. It is living tradition. Therefore, this proverb, whenever an old man dies, it is a library burning down. This is truth. We should very carefully try to understand what is the meaning of this. See this. I don't read the definition of traditional knowledge and all, but understand, any traditional knowledge is developed over generations and often passed down by word of mouth from generation to generation. Any system, any knowledge that which is developed over generations and passed down from generation to generation, if it is useful, people will adopt. If it is not useful, gradually people will keep it aside and it will be forgotten. It may not be true for each and every aspect of traditional knowledge, but please remember, much or greater the chunk of traditional knowledge is time tested. People used, people found it beneficial, and they passed it to next generation. Why a grandmother will say, do something, to practice, when you feel bloating abdomen or indigestion, she may ask to consume little bit of hing, asafoetida, mixed with ginger and buttermilk and salt. Unless she found it beneficial and she was the beneficiary of that, why she will tell that to her children or grandchildren? Because she loves, no? She loves grandchildren. She cannot see the grandchildren suffering. So unless she finds some benefit, she observed some benefit, she won't transfer. Today's best practices of traditional knowledge are probably the result of collective understanding of all inventions and developments that occurred over centuries. We have to carefully examine this. Now, an illustration and also opportunity for you to participate, after this brief introduction. Plants and associated knowledge preserved as a part of culture. I say this, I would like any one or two of you who are interested to give an example of plants and associated knowledge preserved as part of culture. I will further simplify. You are finding some cultural practice or a festival or some, household practice, but, that is probably you feel that this is nothing but, this cultural practice is something to do with preserved traditional knowledge and maybe associated with healthcare. Can you give one example? Anyone?
Neem tree. Neem trees.
Um, Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, this is
Monica.
Dr. Monica Nair
Huh.
from the Department of English and Foreign Languages.
Yeah.
Sir, we have this
Ah,
neem leaf, which is
yes.
used in most of the temples of Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
It has a high value here in
Yeah.
Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
In few parts of Tamil Nadu and in few temples,
Mm.
women, they go and wear the cloth made of neem leaf.
Yes. Yes.
It is a practice.
Yes. Yes.
And even pregnant women are supposed to keep neem leaf on their head so that it protects them from evil
Spirits.
spirits and
Correct.
things.
Correct. Very good example, Monica. So I also observed that kind of practice is common in Tamil Nadu. Women wear the cloths made up of, neem leaves and or the bunches of neem, and they do some, traditional practices, including some kind of dance. So that is also that, many times we may not be exactly knowing why it happened, when it happened. Neem, we know that it is wonderful antibacterial, antifungal, antimicrobial, maybe anointing, applying all over the body periodically helps to get rid of ticks. And nowadays that problem is not there. When I was young, when I was starting my practice, the problem of the infection in the furrows or the in between the fingers was very common. But now, due to advanced insecticides and advanced medicines, that is not there. But neem leaf is wonderful agent to manage all these kind of problems, applying all over the body, etc. So thanks for that illustration, I mean
Yes,
example. And
excuse me,
yeah,
sir. We also have a few answers in the chat box. If
yes,
you
I am
can
reading it out.
have a look
Tulsi
at it.
worship.
Yes,
See
sir.
here, see here. Priya told that Tulsi worship or people tea worship, and Samira, Fatima says turmeric, using of neem leaf during chicken pox. Perfect. See, one example, or one example she told is nothing but the Tulsi. I'll speak about two practices. One is Amla, worshipping Amla and worshipping Tulsi. I'll speak about. Worshipping Amla during Deepavali is common practice throughout India. The method of practice may vary from region to region, but Tulsi is, the Amla, worshipping Amla tree is a common practice. I say like this. Amla is one of the wonderful Nitya Rasayanas. Nitya means daily. Rasayana means the rejuvenative herb or food. Daily consumption of amla helps to get rid of the complications of aging. Even in young children, if there is indigestion, if there is malnutrition, in the adults like us, even if you are suffering from, acidity, etc., amla is useful. In old age, it helps to strengthen the sense organs. So amla, consumption of one amla every day, daily one amla, should be motto for us throughout the world. Say this, our ancestors, they never told daily consume amla, but they, Ayurveda text mentions, but in practices, I don't know whether it is mentioned like that. However, in the traditional practices, cultural practices, importance is given to amla tree. It went to an extent of worshipping Tulsi. Tulsi, we, it is useful. A tulsi plant near to your home is useful whenever you are suffering from cold, cough, or throat infection. Extract little juice, apply, drink. If you are suffering from bad mouth odor, then chew a few leaves of tulsi. Some milder skin infections, apply tulsi paste, tulsi juice. Child suffering from common cold, you don't want to, child, very, and maybe neonat, infant, you don't want to give tulsi juice orally, because we believe that, and it is true also, children below the age of 6 months should be never fed with anything orally apart from breast milk. So what you can do, extract tulsi leaf juice and apply on the scalp. It helps to reduce the cold. So this kind of cultural practices indirectly indicating the importance given to this usage of plants. Bhona says Tulasi plant worship in the morning is a routine, and the prasadam at the end of ritual eat to Tulsi leaf. Yes, very interestingly, I had a friend here called Balasubramani. He's from Madurai. He's a scientist. So he often used to suffer from common cold, and once cold happened, then almost 1 month, 2 months, he used to suffer from throat infection, coughing, sitting in the meeting and in AC rooms like this, he used to feel cough. Then he was casually discussing. I'm speaking about an incident about a decade ago. He was saying that, "Oh, what I can do." And I found Tulsi plant in front, and I told that maybe, Tulsi, daily consumption of Tulsi leaf is good. Tulsi leaf is good. And he daily morning, immediately after coming to institute, this institute, our institute TDU, Transdisciplinary University, has many medicinal plants. More than 1,500 medicinal plants are there in the campus. So daily he used to pluck 1 or 2 leaves, keep it in mouth, and he used to enjoy that. And very significantly, he told that, the duration of suffering from cough is significantly reduced. Yeah, like that, several examples. Patar chur, yeah, patta, ajwain, karpooravali plant, used in management of a cold, etc. Cactus, aloe vera, yes, and cactus used for the same. Okay, marigold, etc. to treat inflammation, and it keeps away. Marigold keeps away insects away. Okay, so these are some of the practices. We can keep on explaining about these practices, but many times the knowledge about a plant is associated with cultural practices as well. That is at one level. Now, I will explain about another plant. How many times we tend to miss the tremendous knowledge existing in community. This particular example is very apt for the today's discussion, because most of you from Tamil Nadu, and this particular plant I'm speaking about is the knowledge in southern part of Tamil Nadu and the southern part of Kerala. And I'll speak about this particular plant, miracle plant. A couple of decades ago, scientists started to speak about a particular plant, miracle plant. What is that plant? It looks like this, a herb. Many botanists will be there here. This is endemic to certain part of the Western Ghats of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And specifically speaking, in Agastya Malai Hills, it is commonly found. Yes, somebody is answering this. It seems like beetle leaf. No, it is not beetle leaf. This plant is nothing but, I'll tell about the plant, Trichoxanthus zelanica, but this plant was used as a energy yielding plant, or Arogya Pacha. This was called as Arogya Pacha by the Kani tribal people in the Agastya Malai hills of southern part of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. I visited their Kani tribes about decades ago. The approach was from Tamil Nadu, Trivandrum side to Agastya Malai hills. And people, this tribal people started to use, I mean, I don't know when they started to use, maybe several centuries ago, or we don't know whether millennia ago, or that kind of knowledge is not there with us. This is not a Ayurvedic plant. They used to chew the roots of this plant to get rid of fatigue. If at all they had to travel long distances, if they have to go for hunting for entire day, they used to pluck these roots and chew and get rid of fatigue. So about 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, scientists, they discovered, they tried to understand why Kani tribes eat this plant. They discovered that it is really working and it has several proven activity, including antioxidant, aphrodisiac, antimicrobial, etc., etc. Therefore, it is called as a miracle plant. Several such plants are there, and such knowledge is existing as treasure with the, in our own household practices as well as in the tribal people like Kani tribes. In this case of Arogyapacha or Trichoxanthus plant, what happened? Scientists discovered and the utility, proven the utility, and companies were allowed to prepare the formulations or healthcare products like, see this, Jeevani, Ayushman Jeevani product by Arivaidya Pharmacy Coimbatore, and sell this particular medicine. And scientist Pushpangadan sir, he made sure that, only one name I'm saying, it is a group of scientists, they made sure that access benefit sharing is done with the Kani tribes. Therefore, a decade ago, when I visited Kani tribes, I was expecting the huts or the makeshift houses and very shabby living place. It was not like that. Their houses were comparatively in better position. They had pakka roads, concrete roads in their hamlet, and there was a community center. Thanks to this particular miracle plant, Arogyapacha, the access benefit sharing phenomenon flown back some money to these knowledge holders, original knowledge holders, and it increased their standard of living. Basic facility was provided to Kani tribal people with the money, the profit made by the companies, from this particular plant. This is an example, typical example, end to end. Original knowledge holders of Indian traditional knowledge were respected, and the knowledge was tested. It was made available to people like me and you, not just Kani tribes. But often what happens, people like us, we go, we research, we make publication, we get the benefit of, increment, or, from associate professor to professorship, etc., etc. We enjoy the benefit, but finally, they are the losers. Original knowledge holders are the losers. That kind of thing should not happen. Therefore, in the beginning itself, I thought of giving the illustration of Arogyapacha or Trichoxanthus xylonicus and Kani tribes Arogyapacha example. Now, please remember, today there are two prevailing schools of thoughts in health sciences. From the healthcare system, we are now discussing about health sciences, including biology. One is holism, systemic way of understanding. Probably Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, Sovargapa, Yoga follows a system of holistic approach or holistic perspectives. It tries to understand Subramanya as an entire human being and what is happening within the cell, within gene, within genome is not very important, not of the focus of holism, but entirely what is happening in the body is the focus of holism. Whereas the other system, modern biology, follows a system called, or a perspective of, reductionism. We try to, in modern biology, we try to dissect. We try to use microscope. I mean, the microscopic image or microscopic perspective of everything. The entire system is, then seen as the digestive system, then in stomach, in their lining, etc., etc. Both of these are important. Please remember, I am not criticizing anything. I am basically Ayurveda Vaidya, but I am life scientist as well. I use both the systems equally. I respect both. Probably for future of the healthcare is better. Probably can be made better by conjoining these two. How? We will discuss further with maybe a couple of examples. So, to see the healthcare policy makers and the even the advisors to the governments and at international levels, they makes a statement. It is imperative of a transdisciplinary approach or multidisciplinary approach. That means it is important. It is necessary to have a multidisciplinary approach for better health care. See, people make statements, we will be healthier if doctors speak to each other more often. Multidisciplinary. Very clearly, aptly they have shown the picture of some plant powder in one spoon and on the other spoon tablets. Whether this speaking and the multidisciplinary or transdisciplinary approach, is it only in the level of medicine? No, it is not only in the level of medicine. Even from the fundamental aspects of understanding biology or physiology of a human being, one has to have the multidisciplinary approach. Dialogues must happen. Subramanya, being Ayurveda Vaidya, has to sit with the scientist or a biologist. Maybe several biologists will be there, zoologists, biologists will be there in this group, has to sit patiently. We have to exchange the knowledge. Look, Ayurveda says the entire human being as dosha, dhatu, mala, etc. So as siddha also. What is your system looks at? What is the lacuna or limitation in your system? So can my system reinforce wherever your system is weak? We have to have dialogue, respectful dialogue. It is not proving that I am better than you, or pointing out the problems in your system. It is not like that. Saying very frankly that my system has limitation. So can your system do something here? This kind of dialogues has to happen. So I'd like to introduce a terminology called medical pluralism here. Medical pluralism means Priya says, in Kerala, it is believed that applying, chama rice paste and trying castor oil leaf, you guys, okay, Durva ghas. In Tamil, used Ganesh. Okay. All related with the previous question I asked. Thanks for all those, thought you started to think and, noted down. Now, one thing before speaking further, I have to admit that this particular session is not a end-to-end educative session about anything. That is not possible also within 1.5 hours. But at least giving you glimpse or making you aware that the depth of the healing traditions in India. And if you start to think even 1 or 2 minutes per day, often obviously you will be reading. See, today the problem with information is not there. Just with this, mobile phone or with Google or whatever, apt information will be available. The problem is the orientation towards reaching to that knowledge. That is probably the focus of this particular FDP. See, now let us go with medical pluralism. Medical pluralism refers to the coexistence and use of multiple medical systems or approaches within a society, including traditional complementary alternative, along with biomedicine or modern medicine. This is a complex phenomenon where individual may opt to select a particular medical system. Subramanya is suffering from multiple health problems. Let us assume I have headache due to migraine. I have hypertension. I may prefer to use For the management of hypertension, modern medicine, and for the management of migraine headache, I may prefer to use Siddha. I may prefer to use yoga and do dham dhyana and pranayama, etc., which calms down the mind, which helps to manage both migraine and heart problem. But such an ecosystem needs to be there. That ecosystem has to be introduced from, probably from the school education levels. How many of our children knows that, healing traditions of India has a deeper origin and it is systematically built. That is not known, no, to our children. We need to educate. Therefore, this FDP. So let us now go little complex aspects. The structure of healthcare systems in India. It is basically of two types. One, modern medicine or biomedicine, we know that. The other one is Indian traditional medical systems. It has two arms, or it is of two types. One is codified Indian traditional medical systems, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Savargapa. What is this codified? We'll discuss later. There is other system called non-codified. Non-codified means traditional medicine. We'll see what is this codified and non-codified. First, we'll discuss about non-codified. Non-codified or uncodified medical systems are called as, in Tamil Nadu, it is probably the Paramparya Aushadham. Probably that is the right word in Tamil, Paramparya Aushada. You are seeing here a man in your own state, in somewhere near to Tirupattur. So this Vaidya is not a graduate of Siddha or Ayurveda, a traditional healer. From his ancestors, he learned use of certain herbs in management of certain diseases. He sees several patients. He's a popular man there. The knowledge here is not documented. Therefore, it is called non-codified. It is transferred from generation to generation. The practice highly region specific. In Tamil Nadu, in some part, in southern part of Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari or wherever, Nagarkoil region, a particular herb may be used to manage herpes. In Karnataka, I am from Mangaluru of Karnataka, western part of Karnataka. I may not never heard about that plant. Probably that plant may not be available also. Or in Karnataka, the same plant may be used not for herpes management, but for toothache management. This is highly diverse, the non-codified systems. However, there are a few practices throughout India. They are same. Somebody gave the example of the use of, I think, that ajwain leaf. The leaf, thick leaves gives the ajwain kind of smell, for management of indigestion, etc. throughout India, that is there. But please remember that the knowledge associated with the non-codified or uncodified healthcare system is large. It is not small. It is not, anywhere to be neglected. Whereas the codified systems of medicine are built on a strong logical framework called Siddhanta. Siddhanta is a Sanskrit term. I don't know the Tamil terminology, but the logical framework is profound. This is documented in the form of books, may be translated into different languages. It has a developmental history. You can verify. It is now coming into formal education. Practice is formalized, regularized, and today in India, the codified systems of medicine like Siddha, Ayurveda, etc. are managed by the Ministry of Ayush. Now, I'd like to open the session for a brief discussion. The number of plant species known and used in India for medicine. Please remember, number of plant species known and used in India for the purpose of medicine. At least 3-4 people can open the chat box or open the mic and answer. Okay. Monica says for Siddhantam, same word. Yes, all right, thanks. Anyone, any number. There is nothing wrong or right. I have the right number in the next slide, but I want you to think. Is it in tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakhs? Anyone? I'll not call the name. It's not a regular classroom. Yeah. Again, who discussed? Yes. Monica says it is 5,000. Great. Good. One more number. Okay. Rather than wasting the time, you can type leisurely. See this slide. Plant species known and used in India for medicine. It is about 6,560. Whatever Monica told is almost right. And Karthikeyan says 10,000. Good. It is right number. About 5 to 10,000 is the plants Indians use. It is probably the highest number anywhere in the globe. That too, interesting thing you see here. No, don't worry about the numbers written across. Just see the highlighted numbers. Ayurveda knows and uses about 1,500 species. Folk medicine uses almost 3-4 times more than that. This is 5,000 and odd. Siddha uses 1,152. Sovargpa 200 and odd. Unani 496. Western medicine 190. See here, the folk medicine or the folk practitioners know much, much, much better than us about the medicinal plants and their usage. That knowledge is non-codified knowledge. It is not documented, not uniform across India. We have to focus. Unfortunately, many times they don't reveal, they openly don't speak about this. This is unfortunate. Now, just I will speak a little bit about the Unani, Siddha and Sovargpa. For those who don't know much about these systems, please remember Ayurveda originated in India about, I assume that about 3,000 or 4,000 years ago, maybe about 3,000 before Common Era, 3,000 years before Common Era. And generally, probably Siddha was not as recognized as a separate system. Later, due to the Siddhas, 18 Siddhas, Siddha practice is enriched a lot, and it started to be recognized as a separate system. However, please remember the fundamental systems of Ayurveda, Siddha are more or less similar. Thoughts are similar. We use almost all medicinal plants, similar. Maybe you can see that Ayurveda uses about 1,500, Siddha uses about 1,152. It is because Siddha is prevalent in one state of Tamil Nadu and partially in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and Andhra, Telangana. But Ayurveda is throughout India, right? Indian subcontinent. Therefore, the plant species is more there. What is this Unani? Unani is originated in Greece. Probably about 500, 600 years before Common Era, BC. Then it started to spread. It came to Middle East. It was enriched in Persia, in Turkey, and then during the Mughal era, it came to India. It also shares similar principles that of Ayurveda. Ayurveda says, Siddha says 3 doshas, whereas Unani says 4 doshas, or the 4 humors. They say humor, though they don't say dosha. But materia medica, we also share plants, minerals, etc. Sovargpa is nothing but the Tibetan version of Ayurveda. Sovargpa is nothing but Ayurveda. Then compound formulations. Ayurveda has more than 10,000 compound formulations like ghees, oils, and concoctions, etc. Probably same is number in Siddha. Okay, Ayurveda, we discussed that the science of life, etc., etc. First documented Ayurvedic literature is Charaka Samhita, about 1,500 before Common Era, and it has philosophical base. partly derived from Sankhya and Nyaya Vaisheshika. Source of information on plants, earliest documented literature is Rigveda. Rigveda speaks, or Vedic literature altogether speaks about 600 medicinal plants, names of plants and their medicinal uses here and there mentioned in, may not be directly, often indirectly. I'll discuss. I don't have time to, ask you a question, but I will give an illustration how the knowledge is intact from those era. We don't know when exactly Veda was written, but some particular medicinal plant mentioned in Vedas, even today it is useful. I mean, practically used. Example is nothing but Soma or Somavalli. It is told that as a story in Rigveda, Soma gives high or mental pleasure. And there are illustrations where Indra, Lord Indra, consumed Somarasa and got high and sometimes behaved a little oddly. So, this Soma, is it, today we recognize Soma as Sarcostemma species or Ephedra species, etc., etc. Maybe, some people say that it is Amantia Muscaria, the mushroom variety, etc. However, one thing is true. It gives adrenaline-like action, cardiotonic. The question is, have we lost the lineage? Why this question? Because in place of Soma, we recognize 2-3 plants. Therefore, the question, have we lost the lineage? Answer is probably no. Just because there are controversies, we need not say that we lost the lineage. And also you see here, the usage of Soma was not restricted to Indian subcontinent. It was probably known to much larger geography during those days. The illustration shows that one of the Zoroastrian king, Zarathustra king, somewhere in Persia before Common Era, BC 5th century or whatever. So there is an illustration, the king Zarathustra holding a plant, and today the experts came to a conclusion that it is probably ephedra. And in India, one of the Gandhara Shilpa shows that Lord Buddha holding a plant. They feel that that is probably ephedra. They say because ephedra plant is a plant without leaves, and this is a plant giving yellow latex. Okay, so the knowledge about Soma is old, and it is not restricted to India. It is from Indian subcontinent up to somewhere Persia or maybe up to Turkey. People were knowing, and kings holding a particular plant, and that is getting illustrated means explaining, showing the importance about that plant. So what? So what? Today also you can Google. Somalata is available to purchase even in Google. Ephedra plant, Sarcostemma is available. Some of you maybe are from Kerala. The one of the preparation from Kotakal Ayurveda pharmacy is Sarpagandha Gulika to manage the cardio problems and the psychological problems. Sarpagandha is the prime ingredient there, but as secondary ingredient there is Sarcostemma or Soma. Don't you think that the information mentioned in Vedas, even up to today, it is in continuous lineage? We didn't lose it. So is there any question till now? If you have any question, I would like to answer.
I think we can go ahead, sir, and then there is
Okay.
no question.
Okay.
Jayan,
Last 10
yes.
minutes, we will keep it for question and answer. If then it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. So the source of literature in Ayurveda, I don't know much about, I could have added here about Siddha, but further we will focus on Ayurveda, because as an illustration, there is nothing like I could have selected about Siddha, Unani, no problem, or so, or whatever. But I am much conversant with Ayurveda. I will speak another 10-15 minutes about the Ayurveda. The source of literature in the codified knowledge is available, though it is originally written in Sanskrit. Today it is well translated into Hindi and English, and even to definitely to other Indian knowledge. So Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita, Ashtanga Shrudaya and Ashtanga Sangraha are very well available as source of knowledge. Now, I told that the codified systems are laid or built upon strong foundations. Logical foundation is there. What is that logical foundation? We'll discuss a little. We don't have time to discuss about each and everything, but I will give you, and very briefly I will discuss. Okay. Basically, the fundamental principles can be divided into three major streams. One is philosophical framework to Ayurveda, that is Loka Purusha Siddhanta. Now, these are very unique and probably can contribute much to current day healthcare system. Loka Purusha Siddhanta and Panchamahabhuta Siddhanta, etc. 5-element theory. I'll touch upon Loka Purusha Siddhanta. You will wonder, what is this Loka Purusha Siddhanta? Loka Purusha Siddhanta means we are, or the living organism is microcosm in the macrocosm. Micro and macrocosm are the part of a continuum. They are in continuous exchange of what? Exchange of everything. Exchange of molecules in the form of respiration, probably. We eat, we excrete, we intake something from macrocosm and we give back to macrocosm. So Ayurveda never differentiates. A living being like Subramanya is different from his surroundings. I'm just a concentrated aspect of my surrounding. This kind of thoughts started, probably to the Ayurveda to think in a much broader and much deeper way and to approach very systematically towards one health kind of concepts. What is this one health? One health means if Subramanya wants to be healthy, the surrounding environment should be healthy. The cow from which the milk is given, it should be healthy. The plant should be healthy. And I am interacting with Dr. Nair, interacting with the the Karthikeyan. They should be healthy. Imagine that, me and you sitting and discussing. My mental status is not all right. I abuse you. You are a healthy person. You also will lose your mental peace, right? My friend should be good. That's what Loka Purusha Siddhanta. Then in the second stream, physiological frameworks like three humors, Tridosha, Prakriti, etc. 7 tissue systems, etc. Agni, digestion and metabolism, etc. Then action of materials. In the third stream, Dravya Guna Rasa Panchaka. How to understand a plant drug. These are the things, are the fundamental principles. Structure of a living organism as illustrated in Ayurveda. Basically, it says that there are 3 physiological forces. There are 3 physiological forces. They are Vata, Pitta, Kapha, nothing but doshas. And there are 7 tissue systems. The Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Meda, Asti, Majja, and Shukra. Plasma, blood, muscle tissues, adipose tissues, skeletal systems, marrow, gametes, etc. We'll discuss little later. And waste management, Agni or digestion and metabolism, which is driving everything in your body. It is driven by soul, Atma and Manas. Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, everything believes in the concept of mind in health. Ayurveda and Siddha believes in soul also for a healthy body. Tridosha is a driving force or the physiological forces, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Each physiological force has, it is functional aspect, it has specific role. Vata is principle of kinetic energy in the body. It starts something, initiates something, thought process. If Subramanya has to speak something, thoughts should be originated. What words to be selected, etc. comes from here. Pitta is the principle of thermal energy and metabolism. Whatever I have consumed, it has to be broken down. Even if I have to speak, I need energy. That energy is the responsibility of Pitta. Kapha is the structural component, potential energy also, and the structural component. It gives stability, lubrication, etc. Whatever. If I have to speak something, structural component of my tongue, my lips, my vocal cord, etc. is required. That is Kapha. So all three doshas. People sometimes they say that dosha means which causes diseases. This is not right. If doshas are beyond their physiological aspect, they cause diseases or else they give health. What is that health? We'll discuss now. When an individual has the optimum levels of vata, pitta, kapha, that is called as prakriti. Prakriti is picking up today. If you just Google Prakriti, there are even nature papers, Prakriti and genomics, Prakriti and microbiome, gut microbiome. We had a DBT project wherein individuals Prakriti and gut microbiome need to be matched. Is it possible to match? Please remember, there are total 7 different Prakritis. I told that in the previous slide that 3 doshas are there with everybody, every individual. But every individual may be having unique levels of vata, pitta, kapha. It is not same. It is not 33.3. In Subramanya, maybe kapha may be little higher, maybe up to 60%. Remaining may be pitta and 20% of pitta and vata, or other way around. However, the individuals are divided into 7 different prakritis based upon dominance of either vata, pitta, kapha, or combination of vata and pitta and kapha, etc. Or in very rare cases, combination of all 3 doshas in equal quantity. It gives uniqueness to an individual. What is this uniqueness? Uniqueness in terms of physical parameters. Like kapha prakriti people will be little good built, maybe overweight also, may have comparatively fair complexion and good hair, etc. The certain physiological parameters like digestion and metabolism. Kapha prakriti people may have lesser digestion capacity, slow pulse. The nadi siddha uses this a lot to identify doshas and diseases in the body. Psychological parameters. Some of us are aggressive, angry, angry young men, people say, no. Some of us have very good memory. Very good memory is the character of kapha. Anger is the character of pitta and vata. Like and dislike, etc. Some people like music. They want art. They want everything systematic. Character of pitta. Like this, there are more than 120 parameters. People, every individual can be categorized. Depending upon the dosha dominance in an individual, the disease susceptibility also can be guessed. Say for the example, research proves that people with pitta dominance has the tendency to suffer from cerebrovascular accidents or stroke. If, how then assessment of vata, pitta, kapha dominance and prakriti is happening? Just with the questionnaires. Please remember, how is your body? Just by seeing. And what do you like? Do you like warm coffee or cold juice? Often these things decides individual's prakriti. That is there across Indian medical knowledge systems. This is probably one of the greatest contribution to the futuristic healthcare. Individualized treatment, individualized disease diagnosis, early diagnosis, and preventive measures can be the contribution of Tridosha Siddhanta of Siddha and Ayurveda and Unani, humor theory of Unani. Just Google, you will get Bhushan Patwardhan and Mithali Mukherjee, etc. Modern scientists extensively worked on the Prakriti and various modern parameters like the genome. Now, 7 tissue systems in modern physiology. We believe in connective system, the erythropoietic system, excretory system, etc. Ayurveda believes in Ayurveda advocates or it built 7 tissue systems. Please remember, these are the very fundamental, very profound principles based upon the medicine is built. If you go to a Ayurveda Vaidya or Siddha Vaidya, they will give some medicine. It is not, okay, just for some herb, some problem, some medicine is given, some herb is given. Okay, you see only the tip of iceberg. Beyond that, lot of theoretical knowledge is built. Based upon that, we prescribe medicine. Medicine was composed based upon all this knowledge. Ashwagandha is useful on or acting upon 2 or 3 tissue systems, muscle tissue and bone tissue and reproductive tissue. How it works in Next slides, you will understand. Ashwagandha is useful. It is basically a Vatahara drug. Vatahara means Vata subsiding drug. Why? In next slides, you will see. Profound knowledge is there. It is built upon that. Now, can you believe that Ayurveda's already bifurcated the medicine into 8 different groups called Kaya Chikitsa or general medicine. From below, you can see that the lowest part of this thing is Kaya Chikitsa, general medicine. Shalya means surgery. Urdhvanga Chikitsa means ENT. Graha Chikitsa means psychiatry. Rasayana Tantra, geriatrics. Bala Chikitsa is pediatrics. And the pregnant women care also. Visha Chikitsa means Vrisha Chikitsa, reproductive health and gynecology also to certain extent. And Damstra Chikitsa means toxicology. Bifurcation of medical specialities. I have highlighted Rasayana or Jara Chikitsa. Why? See, this is the uniqueness and probably where we can contribute a lot to modern or the futuristic healthcare. We know that the future problem is the old age problems. People don't die because of the infectious diseases. There are medicines to keep our life, make us alive, but there are no medicines to tackle the problems of the non-communicable lifestyle disorders, etc., which affect greatly during the age. After 70s, people suffer from depression, people suffer from indigestion, people suffer from joint pains, muscular dystrophies, etc., etc. Rasayana Tantra or geriatrics is the great contribution, probable contribution for future health care. Now, we will discuss only 2 aspects, the profound aspects of Ayurveda, etc. Nomenclature. Many times people ask, you use herbs. Do you have any taxonomy knowledge? Do you have botany knowledge? Yes, but it is available in different form. I pose a question here now. This is Chitra Bija, a beautiful, what is that? At least 2-3 of you can answer. What is this? Is it insect?
Castor oil seed.
Great. Who answered this? Castor seeds. Name?
Rati, sir.
Oh,
My
Rati.
name is Rati.
Rati, congratulations. It is castor oil seeds. Chitra Bija. Just listen for 1 or 2 minutes, then you will automatically understand how taxonomy is embedded in the form of nomenclature. You will understand. Chitra Bija. Chitra means, you are all Tamil people. Chitra is a common word in Tamil Nadu. Chitra means beautiful art, beautiful drawings also. There are other names like Gandharva Hasta. Gandharva Hasta means Gandharvas, Kinnaras, etc. The celestial entities, Gandharvas. The leaves looks like a different kind of leaf of castor. Therefore, Gandharva Hasta. Beautiful also. And like a Gandharva who is dancing and making all sort of the gestures, the leaves of castor move attractively when there is wind flow. Panchangula. 5 different thread. This is it is not leaflet, but it has 5 different the beautiful serrated protrusions are there. Therefore, Panchangula. Dhirga Danda. Dhirga means elongated. Danda means the petiole. It has long petiole. The synonym goes like this. This is nothing but Ricinus communis. This is how the taxonomy is embedded in nomenclature. In form of one particular sloka, the description about this plant is given. They don't write long descriptions, just they give apt one word. I'll take one more example. Very quickly I will go. The example of Ashwatha. Ashwatha is people tree. Ficus religiosa. 1 or 2 examples I will tell. Kshira Druma. This is a milky latex yielding plant. Therefore, Kshira Druma, the plant with Kshira, milky latex. Chalapatra. The leaves are mobile. Sorry, yeah, I went to 5th immediately. See the 3rd one, the Gajashana, elephants like this. Guhyapatra, leaves resemble the genitalia, female genitalia. Therefore, Guhyapatra. Chaitya Druma Dharmastaleshu Ropitaha. Plants are planted near to Dharmasthala, the place of Dharma, maybe the place of worship like temples and Buddhist monasteries, etc. The synonyms itself indicate the character, the morphological character, as well as the sometimes medicinal value. See, Plihari, the eighth entity, Plihari. Plihari means the Shatru or enemy to Pliha, spleen, elongated or enlarged spleen. This is useful to manage splenomegaly. Therefore, the name Plihari. This is the nomenclature system. Now coming to the Guna Karma Jnana, or how the functional properties of plants are explained in Ayurveda and even in Siddha, to a certain extent Unani also. We follow a different system of understanding materials that is called as Rasa Panchaka. Rasa, the Pancha or 5 aspects or 5 layers including Rasa. Rasa means taste. What are they? They are Dravya or material itself. Rasa means taste. Guna means properties. Virya means potency. Vipaka is post-digestive effect. And Prabhava means special potency. And ultimately, karma or pharmacological actions. The serial number 2 to 6 are the aspects of Rasapanchaka, whereas Dravya is material itself. And the 7th one, karma, is pharmacological actions derived due to taste, properties, etc. I will illustrate further. There are 6 rasas, 20 properties, 2 virya or potency, hot or cold, vipaka or 3 tastes after digestion, and 1 unanticipated outcomes or prabhava. We'll discuss a little bit about the taste. See, modern biology recognizes 4 tastes depending upon the presence of 4 different distinct taste receptors. What are they? Sweetness, sourness, salty taste, and bitterness. Whereas Indian medical systems believe in 6 taste system. We have additionally 2 taste, pungency and astringency. Pungency is karam, katu. Astringency is kashaya. The taste of black tea or green tea is nothing but astringency. See here, it is not just taste. Each taste has its own 5 Mahabhautik composition like earth and water for sweetness. And see here, katu or pungency has totally different 5 Mahabhautik composition like air and fire. Is that all? No, they have specific actions. Initial 3 rasa or taste like sweetness, sourness, and saltiness increases body tissues. They are anabolic in nature. They increase kapha dosha and decrease vata and pitta, etc., etc. Whereas, see last 3 highlighted in a dark yellow color, they deplete body tissues. They increase pitta and vata but decrease kapha. We extensively use the knowledge about the taste of material in treating a specific disease. Subramanya suffers from obesity. I have to focus consumption of katu or bit pungent, bitter, and astringent substances because they all decrease kapha. Kapha is associated with excessive body fat, obesity, hyperlipidemia, etc. This is how the fundamental principles of Ayurveda are used. Similarly, the concept of Ushna and Shita. If you suffer from urinary tract infection and burning micturition, which is considered to be a disease of Pitta, we never consume ginger and pepper and tamarind, but we try to consume tender coconut and sugarcane juice, etc. because it is Shita. So, next, there are 20 properties like, certain material are guru or heavy to digest, certain material are light, easy to digest. If somebody is suffering from, indigestion and the loose motion, etc., must never consume guru and should consume light food, and medicine also should be containing these properties. I don't illustrate everything, but total there are 20 properties. 3 post-digestive effects. Initially, we told that there are 3 tastes or 3 rasa. All 6 rasas after digestion, they either converted into sweet or sourness or katu, or they exhibited the properties and actions similar to that of either sweetness or sourness or katu or pungency. This is the idea. Today you see that we all consume saunf or jeera and omam water. In Tamil Nadu, this is common, omam water. Even management of children's stomach ache and gases, abdomen, people give omam water. How it is originated? This is rooted in the concepts of this, the Rasa Panchaka of Ayurveda. There is something called Deepana Karma, action called Deepana. Deepana means lighting. Lighting of what? Lighting of Agni within you, within an individual. Materials like jeera, omam, etc. and black jeera, etc. have this Deepana action. Therefore, we put jeerakam in dal. Dal is heavy to digest, whereas jeerakam make it little lighter. Ginger make it Agni enhancing. Omam is Agni Deepana. Therefore, it causes your digestive tract to move quicker and digest and things like that. Even your Hajmola, ginger supari or Hajmola, are rooted from Ayurvedic concepts of Pachana or digestive Deepana, Pachana, etc. Haritaki or Kadukai, you call that in Tamil as Kadukai, Terminalia, Chebula. Lot of products are there as anulomana or laxative and as rejuvenative, antioxidant. This is from the concept of Ayurveda, Rasayana. We call them as Rasayana. Capable of tackling old age problems. Then another 2 aspects we can, very profound concepts of Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, etc. Dinacharya or daily routine. They say morning 6 o'clock, or you should be ready for day's activity by 6 o'clock. Brahme Muhurte Uttishtet. You have to get up early morning. Brahma Muhurta. Muhurta is nothing but, don't link Muhurta with the religious activity. Muhurta is a particular time duration. Brahma Muhurta is the early part of the day. That's all. Get up during the early part and, then get ready with for whatever after breakfast, etc. to have your daily work by morning 6:30, 7 o'clock. Why? Because the doshas, 3 doshas are predominant at certain part of day and during the seasons as well. Next slide is on seasons, Rutucharya. I will explain. So early morning hours, this is time of kapha. Kapha is, it is bulky, it is giving energy to you. So do lot of good work during the early part of the day. During midday, have good meal because it is pitta time. During pitta time, your digestion capacity is good. Evening, vata time, you are exhausted. Take little rest, enjoy, whatever. Don't, today what is happening? Our culture, we get up late and we push our most of the work, especially the desk work, etc. We push to evening. Not good culture. Similarly, night also. Ratri Charya is also explained. When you have to eat, when you have to sleep, etc. Very well explained in Ayurveda. Also, there are practices like, Abhyangam, oil application and mild massage. Then, how you have to brush and how you have to do, even if you want to sleep midday, a light sleep for whom it is indicated, etc. Very clearly, the Dinacharyas are explained. Route to be healthy. Another profound aspect is Rutucharya or seasonal regimen. Probably no healthcare system anywhere else explained about this particular thing. Yeah. Every, it is divided into 6 different seasons. It is starting from Vasanta or spring, the Chaitra Masa, or you practice the Saura Panchanga, probably the Vishu, etc. Or, even Yugadi time, that is the Vasanta starting. What kind of food is advocated, what you are supposed to do. Very quiet, it is interesting. Ayurveda indicates consumption of alcohol in limited quantities in certain seasons. Vasanta is one among them. Shishira as winter is one among them. And you are not supposed to consume certain things in different seasons, especially in summer. You should not consume alcohol. Grishma, you should not consume. Summer, you should not consume alcohol. Instead of that, you have to consume very light meat of birds, etc. During monsoon, reduce your food content. Don't consume certain even vegetables. Certain leafy vegetables are contraindicated in monsoon because every chance of it is getting infested with insects. Then last couple of slides. So this may not be visible properly to you. Intricate, complex slide. It is nothing but systems Ayurveda. Here I am highlighting to you that the fundamental concepts of Ayurveda are as good and as systematic as systems biology. How systems biology poster, very complex poster, people today is available, in internet also it is available. Linking between different physiological, the life processes within cellular, molecular, etc. is linked like that. Various aspects of Ayurveda can be interlinked and very well understood. This is logical, conceptual foundation and logic of Ayurveda is explained in this slide. It cannot be legible. I know it very well. We need big poster to print. It is printed here and put in our institute. Similarly, different aspects like Rasayana. Today, at least three or four times I mentioned about Rasayana or rejuvenative medicine, old age problems. This also systematized. Please remember, most of Ayurveda's concepts, Siddha's concept, Unani concept can be systematized like this. We will be on par and complementary to modern biology as well. Is it biology? Is the question. Yes, we coin a term called Ayurveda biology because etymologically means by word meaning, both Ayurveda and biology carry equivalent meaning. That is study of changes in life processes. Don't think that Ayurveda Siddha means it is just, herbs and giving some medicine. Not like that. About 50% of the literature, like Charaka Samhita, they speak about life processes. This Tridosha Siddhanta and the Dhatu, etc. What happens, in different seasons to your body, doshas, aggravate, reduction, etc. The diagnosis part and treatment part is only limited to maybe about 40 to 50% of the Ayurvedic knowledge. Remaining knowledge is about biology. Biology is in the form of understanding dosha, dhatu, etc. Ultimately, study of changes. Scope of Ayurveda biology is something like in the context of health sciences, not only pertaining to humans, but to livestock and plants, to formulate specific hypotheses that integrate Ayurveda's systemic concepts, principles, and methods, and processes related to particular aspects of biological change with related molecular concepts. See, today's biology discusses about the life process in language of molecular concept, that gene, this hormone, etc. But Ayurveda's holistic approach in form of dosha, etc. It can be merged with a goal to achieve relatively holistic understanding of the change phenomenon in life. I know that this is not very simple. It is worth explaining 1 or 2 hours what I am speaking, but just think that Ayurveda, Unani, etc. Indian medical systems do have biological perspectives unexplored, not carefully observed, but the places like Redu make an effort to make a bridge between these two by establishing dialogues between the experts of two areas. So with this, there are certain examples of modern, the research wherein the concept of the Agni, etc. are utilized to make products like naturally iron-rich chips, wherein, anemia is a problem of iron bioavailability. Iron may be there in the food you eat, but this is not bioavailable because you don't have good Agni or digestion and metabolism. Just with the amla, ginger, jeeragam, this can be enhanced. With this concept, we prepared some chips called naturally iron-rich chips, and we have given it to the people of your land. In the tribal people of 7 tribes are there in Nilagiris, Udagamandalam. There are 7 tribes. They suffer like anything from anemia. About 70 to 80% of tribal people of Udagamandalam are tribal anemic. So we gave these chips to them, and we found significant enhancement in their iron bioavailability part, therefore in hemoglobin level increased. That was proven in first of all in laboratory using CACO2 cell model or intestinal cell models. I'm not explaining about this because it is a very diverse group, and it was given to tribal people, and we could find that enhancement in hemoglobin over 3 months consumption of this naturally iron rich chips. So knowledge is taken from Ayurveda, and it is now contemporized and given for the benefit of the people. It is simple rasayana. We are not giving tablet. People hesitate to consume tablet, but these chips people consume. With this, I profoundly hypothesize and propose that combination of diverse medical systems of India along with the modern medical system probably may help to reach One Health. One Health means environmental health, ecology health, veterinary health, public health, human medicine, human health, molecular and microbiology considerations, and health economics. Everything is individual, everything is interlinked. Individual health, population health, and ecosystem health are very well linked. Why I say this? Because Ayurveda has concepts of Pashu Ayurveda. Pashu means veterinary. Ayurveda for the animals. Using plant drugs, we can treat problems of Pashu. And Vriksha Ayurveda. Vriksha means trees, plants. Ayurveda can be used. With this, I stop and we open for discussion.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. So yes, now we open the forum for question and answers. We already have the first question from Dr. M.G. Priya. So I'll just read it out.
Yes.
In the modern age where we are talking vehemently about sustainability and environmental protection, Ayurveda's holistic approach to health and well-being is very significant. But sir, how do you think we can make our future generation realize this and adopt to our natural way of living?
Yes, very apt question, philosophical, challenging as well. Therefore, probably we are all attempting that, the awareness should be given to children at young age. I am speaking 10, 15 seconds. I am part of the NCRT, the textbook, this thing committees. We are invited people. We are not the core people. They told that some significant, children can understand, and, obviously they will realize that this is true, that certain aspects of this, plant-based medicine and natural living, etc., will be required for future, is the part of the global well-being. That kind of information kindly provide us chunks, small chunks. We are not altering the textbook, the articulation and things like that. Small chunks, very small chunks we are providing and making awareness slowly. Awareness is the only way, and government should take significant role in providing the medical pluralism, etc. See, today many of you may be interested to take Siddha medicine, at least try, but availability is an issue, right? Our insurance system don't reimburse the if you give the bill of a Unani medicine or Siddha medicine, they will not. But gradually, policymakers are attempting to change the scenario. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much, sir. Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
You were talking about the psychological parameter, and you were talking about Vata, Pitta, and Kapha,
Yes.
and you were talking about how you know for Vata, anger is important. Like it's an
Yeah.
emotion
Yeah.
that is very much related to this particular
Yes.
emotion. So I was just looking at the other alternative healing methods where they talk about emotions before healing the patient. They
Yeah.
see what kind of emotion the person is having. So, can we also say that in Ayurveda,
Ah.
if we work on our emotions,
Mm.
maybe the medicine can work better in that way, like working on ourselves first and then, yes, sir. So, can
Yes.
you please throw some
Yes,
light on
yes,
it?
yes, 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 yes. Most of these the indigenous healing systems, they gives lot of importance to self-awareness, making oneself aware that what is happening within an individual, why I suffer from this particular issue. So you are right. The no, that's what no holistic approach is that if somebody is suffering from some psoriasis, let us take the example of psoriasis. Psoriasis, uh, it is modern medicine. It is proved that one thing that it is autoimmune, and the stress is responsible for the psoriasis. But have you observed that how many of dermatologists they suggest that you decrease your stress levels? They may orally say, but they don't say how. But clearly the approach from Ayurveda, etc., they immediately they say that the twak, it is called as twak dosha, or the disease twak roga or kushta also it is told. So there, one of the reason is the problem with the blood and the manas mind. So it says calm down your mind, and today very intelligently we suggest the combination of yoga even for the management of skin disease, some kind of pranayamas, etc. You are right. Always the holistic approach gives better result for non-acute lifestyle and non-infectious diseases. That's what no future of the healthcare. See, we achieved greatly. Modern medicine achieved great achievements, and significantly it is contributing for the management of acute disease management, and the infection management. The other aspects uh, are probably, we have to use the combination of Ayurveda, etc. I mean, the psychomotor, this thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Because I don't know, maybe it was a
Ah,
coincidence you talked about psoriasis. I have two severe psoriasis
oh,
patients in my family. So thank you
oh,
so much. Your
yes,
suggestions will be very
yes,
much
yes, yes, yes,
helpful.
yes.
And sir, just following up with your last answer to Dr. Priya, she has answered that, sir, what you said is very true
Mm,
regarding the medical insurance,
mm.
because she would like to tell that her son has been undergoing Ayurveda for the past 25 years. And now, since the last 2 years only, she is getting the reimbursement. So, yes, she can very much resonate with what you
Yes,
are saying.
yes. Some agencies, I don't call out the names of the insurance companies. Some companies they reimburse, but many of them still say that no, 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 it is not under our purview. But I'm sharing the my own institute's director those days, FRLHT director, Professor Darshan Shankar, today our vice chancellor. They go and they argue for this. When people need insurance is for the people's requirement, it is not for you to do something. When people need, why don't you consider this? So that kind of argument is required.
Yes, sir, she also says that another very
Yeah.
significant point I would like to share that her son had zero secretion of thyroid by birth, but after his first Ayurveda treatment, his secretion becomes 0.22002, which is clinically impossible. So, yes, we
Yes,
can
that is
see
that
the
is that is
significance.
something. Yeah, you are right. I am sitting in an institute where modern tools are used to research. Maybe some herb they would have given or whatever. Frankly speaking, today's modern biology, the research systems are not very much suitable to test this condition. See, she very clearly she told that modern probably clinically impossible they told, but somehow it happened. How? Many times we don't know how it is working. We are happy. At this point of time, we don't have an answer or modern biology hypothesis to say that this is working through this particular pathway or molecular pathway, that one, this one is not there with us. You are right.
Yes.
Thanks for,
Thank
thank you very much. This boosts the confidence of people like us, as well as your own, the co participants. Thanks for that.
Thank you. Monica ma'am. Yes, Monica ma'am.
Sir, this is not a question, but just a sharing.
Yeah.
My granny, like when she used to take us to the temple, she used to ensure that we just consume this particular flower from a plant, and it's like called tumbapu, and I
Ah.
think it is called gopa in Hindi.
Mm.
So she used to ensure that we just sit near this temple ground and just pick those flowers and eat. So
Yes.
to get us to eat that flower, my granny used to tell like this flower, which is white in color, will help you in enhancing your complexion. And
Yes.
you know, girls know like want to enhance the complexion. So every time that I used to go to temple, I used to go pick this flower and eat without
Yes.
even knowing that this plant is a medicinal plant which
Yes.
helps you in curing the digestive issues plus the skin
Yeah.
irritability or
Yeah.
allergy issues.
Yes.
We did not know about that, but so this was something that and one more thing that when Sulagna ma'am was also discussing about this Vata Pitta Kappa, it is
Yeah.
Vadam, Pittam, and Kapam in Tamil.
Yes.
Even now, the old people, like elderly people at home,
Elders.
when they
Yes.
look at you, they will immediately tell you like yours is a Pitta odambu,
Yes.
Pitta body,
Body.
yours is
Yes.
a Vata odambu, Vadam odambu,
Yes.
which has a lot
Yes.
of air
Yes.
in it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So they just diagnose by just looking at the person, and sometimes by even touching. The moment they touch you, they will immediately recognize that this is such a sort of
Yes.
body.
Yes.
But this knowledge is not transferred.
Yeah.
Only like people who are blessed with a condition of living with their grandparents would have a little knowledge about all these things. But
Yes.
nowadays, it's like nuclear family where people don't get to learn the importance. And
Yes.
I had this particular my maid's son.
Yeah.
My maid's son, what when every time that he has cold, what he does is immediately the moment he starts feeling cold, he'll go and pluck some tulasi leaves and this karpuravali leaf, and he will eat it. He would
Yes.
not take any English medicine, but he does not
Yes.
even know what its
Yeah.
medicinal properties, but immediately he will take it, consume it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
on the contrary, his own mother goes to the doctor for anything and everything.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that this session was really so very good, sir. And like I was
Yeah.
constantly listening to you. I had learned a lot
Yes.
today.
Yes. Thank you very much for this. Dr. Mohanty, if you have two, if you allow me to speak for 2 minutes, I will add to Dr. Monica Nair. If you have, do you have time?
Sir,
We
we
have to
have
stop.
10 more minutes for you,
Oh,
sir. We have
great,
10
great,
more minutes for
great then,
you.
great then. See,
Yes.
for the benefit of everyone, whatever Dr. Monica told, she started from the Tumbapu, that is called as Lucas aspera. Lucas aspera. Lucas aspera is believed to be, culturally, it is the plant and the flower liked by Lord Shiva. And somebody else also they told that during Onam also they made adai of that, right? Onam we make tumba ada. Okay, filling this flower. That's great. I never knew that that's made as the ada or the steamed food. I never knew that, but this is a wonderful plant. As your grandmother told, this is not just the biscuit she was throwing to you, but this is one of the drugs used for rakta purification of the blood. Today, if you ask what is purification of the blood in terms of biology, it is difficult for me to say. But I today being partially scientist also, I say that it has the antioxidant properties. It reduces the ROS, the oxygenase species, etc. That kind of answer I will give. But let us not touch into that. But this is Rakta Shodhak. Therefore, she was saying that it helps to enhance the complexion. Let us not touch upon the color, but the complexion and the health of the skin that is possible with the Tumbapu. And this is Ushnavirya drug. Slightly, they were giving flowers to you. It probably does good to your gastrointestinal tract as well. And I'm telling you, Tumbapu rasam, the juice of that, if put on nostrils, it helps to get rid of the sinusitis, and even if there is the growth of what they say, no, deviated nasal septum and polyp growth in the nostrils, it helps to reduce that. But careful, don't put like that. It is irritating to nostrils. Eating is okay. That is something which I wanted to tell. See, most of the herbs plants what we use, our grandmothers they suggested, they have one or other medicinal value. You are right. And the second thing you told, I missed. I mean, now I forgotten. I wanted to comment about that as well. You're mute. You're on mute, Monica.
Yeah. How elderly people like find out the body, like whether
You are
they're
right. Yeah, that is nothing but Prakriti concept. Okay. I tried to explain a little bit that, individual body and the psychology is decided by the some characters, and we can be grouped into. You are right. You are Vata Odambu and Kapha Odambu, etc., etc. Odambu means, yeah, in Tamil, it is body type. Ayurveda says it is Prakriti, your Sharira Manasa Prakriti. I told, see, it is not just important to understand one's odambu or the body. What benefit you are getting out of that is important. Say, for the example, I am a kapha and pitta. It is truth. I'm telling you, okay? I'm giving my own example. Why to take some other's name? I am kapha and pitta prakriti person. Prakriti people will have certain good things, like, they have good energy and good ability to speak for, I can speak continuously for 3 hours session is not a problem for me. If I once get into class morning 9 o'clock up to 12:30 also, I can speak without anything. Even, I have little throat issue nowadays, therefore I drink often, sip something, or else I don't have any problem. I can skip a meal. I don't feel, any energy problem. But Kapha has issues like bulky body. I may suffer from diabetes quite early compared to others. This is the problem with Kapha. Each dosha has good and bad. I have Pitta also. Therefore, I can digest many things easily. It is not an issue. But Pitta is causing burning sensation. If I eat green chili, if I come to some part of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, if I take their, rich chili rich pappu, next day morning it is difficult for me. So this is Pitta. So knowing, I understand, you told that understanding, self-understanding, somebody told self-understanding is important. This is what Ayurveda suggests. Understand yourself. So you know that you are a Pitta Prakriti person. Don't eat too much of that. Don't, skip your sleep. Kapha requires good sleep. So if I don't sleep properly, next day I feel tiredness. So, this is all I'm giving the examples of acute short-term advantages and disadvantages. In long term, what it will do, we have to understand. My body is Pitta body, therefore inflammation is common. I may suffer from whatever, inflammatory diseases, COPDs, and this inflammatory bowel disorders. So I have to be preventive about that. I should not consume that kind of food. That kind of lifestyle is not good for me. So this is the use of understanding body and Vadambo, etc. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, sir. Sir, is there any other question any participant would like to ask any question to sir? I request them to unmute themselves. Okay. Okay, sir, I don't think we have any more questions. Just one thing I would like to share with you. Sir, I'm from Odisha, and in Odisha, we have this book if we translate it into English, the name would be something like the Home Remedy, and the writer is an Ayurvedic Vaidya. His name is Mr. Lakshman Mishra, and he wrote it in 1958.
Yes.
So there was a time when this book was available in each and every Odia household. Then by 80s or 90s, this book was lost, and maybe just a few copies were available. Now, after this advent of WhatsApp, and just before 2 to 3 years, some of the people, they have started archiving all these texts digitally. We started having these books in WhatsApp being shared. And I got this book from my father-in-law, because we are talking about how we can pass it on from one generation to another generation. So I just wanted to share it with you, because it is talking about the importance of digital archiving of all these important texts, significant texts which are lost over a period of time. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to share.
I'll add one thing. I had slide about TKDL, Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, but today morning I deleted. Unfortunate. I mean, I think it was there written probably here that we have to discuss about this. So give me 1 minute time. There is central CSIR initiative called TKDL, Traditional Knowledge Digital Library. You can browse. Partially, that information is available for public. So what it does, as you rightly told, some extraordinary text are there throughout India, which will be their regional languages as well. TKDL scans all those texts, documents the information available. What is the purpose? Purpose is two. One, it should not be lost. Second thing, how from where we began, you remember, the people will misutilize the information, traditional knowledge, etc. We heard about the patent attempt for turmeric and neem. So further, that kind of attempt should be prevented. Already you should be able to prove that the, in so and so book, use of neem as the agent heals the skin problem is documented, maybe in Oriya language or in the Bhojpuri language also, okay, need not be in Tamil and Sanskrit, it can be in any languages. So that attempt is made by TKDL, CSIR initiative, currently headed by Professor Vishwajanani Satigeri. She does wonderful job. Those who are interested can just browse TKDL and see that. Thanks for bringing it up. The importance, what Dr. Sulagna Mohanty is saying is, knowledge is not restricted to Sanskrit or Ayurveda or nothing like that. It is across everywhere and maybe available in whatever. I'm coming from Mangalore, I told. People speak a language called Tulu, much similar to combination of Tamil and Malayalam and Kannada. It is a combination of, appears to be. Even that language too have some manuscripts, the Tadavada or the palm leaf manuscripts. Now, next step is we have to document that knowledge as well. Thanks.
Yes. So thank you so much, sir. With this, we come to the end of this session. So thank you so much, sir, for your engaging and enlightening session on traditional healing systems. And you focus especially on Ayurveda. And it was undoubtedly the most interactive session of our event because, as we can see, the chat box is just overflooded with comments and questions. And your use of everyday examples made many complex concepts very relatable and accessible to all our participants. And your explanations like medical pluralism, you also talked about codified, uncodified in system, six rasas, and then vata, pitta, kapha. And also it was really interesting how you connected this Unani with Ayurveda, and you just took it beyond the national boundaries. You also talked about the Greek and the Turk healing system. So, sir, the way you brought this concept to life with examples from a daily life added a depth and clarity. I think that's why we got so many posts in the chat box. So, your interactive approach made the session truly memorable. We are really grateful for your expertise and enthusiasm. Sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I take this opportunity to thank the SRM institutes, especially the College of Engineering and Technology, and Brihat for making this wonderful concept and this program. Thank you very much. Namaste to everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
we will just request all the participants to switch on their camera so that we can have a group photo for the
Okay.
session. Yes.
Oh.
I request all the participants, please switch on your camera so that we can have a picture with sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah. So we have also shared the feedback form link in the chat box. We kindly request all the participants to fill it out. And with this note, we have come to the end of our session. We will now have our lunch break, and we will rejoin at 2 o'clock to continue with our next as well as today's concluding session. So thank you so much.